Good morning. Now that you're a pro at drawing straight lines, let's practice our cubes. Okay friends, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to draw a cube in 1-point, 2-point, and 3-point perspective. I remember back in college, I took a still life sketching class, and it was so hard because I would try to draw these objects based on what I saw. And it wasn't until I took design sketching that I realized you don't draw what you see, but you draw what you understand. Think about a train track. You know that those two rails are never ever gonna touch. They're gonna be parallel from here to the East Coast. Lines, your train track's gonna look like this. Vanishing point comes in handy. That's when your parallel lines are forced to cross. So your train track looks like this. Everything is disappearing into that vanishing point. The edges of my desk, they will never cross, but if I were to draw them, I'd draw them like this. So they will hit at this vanishing point right back there. Some of y'all are commenting this looks like Wes Anderson, which makes sense because Wes Anderson is all about 1-point perspective. A lot of his films, they all disappear into the center of the frame, back here. We're gonna draw that. Draw a dot in the middle of your page. That's our vanishing point. So go ahead and draw a square anywhere on the page. Now, in this video, I'm gonna use a ruler, but that's only to help demonstrate what I'm talking about. Never would I ever encourage anybody to use a ruler. I think it just is it becomes a crutch in a way, and I don't think you need it. Now I'm gonna use this blue copic to demonstrate our vanishing lines. Again, not a tool I would normally use, but for the sake of this exercise, I think it helps. All I'm doing is connecting the corners of our square to the vanishing point. Back to my Sharpie. That's it. Add a few more squares. Give it a go without the ruler. Do a few of those practice strokes. There you go. That's 1-point perspective. If we rotate the cube on its z-axis, z going up and down, now we have 2-point perspective. This face and these two are going to disappear into that vanishing point, and this face and these two parallel lines, they're going to disappear into that vanishing point. First, let's draw 2 vanishing points, one on each side of the page. So let's draw our vertical lines first. We're going to start with this edge. I'm just going to draw it right in the middle of the page. Now connect those 2 endpoints to our 2 vanishing points. Got it? Cool. Now, thinking back to our cube, our z-axis lines, our verticals, those are going to stay parallel for now. Go ahead and draw those. Now connect the endpoints. That's it. That's a 2-point perspective cube. Let's see what happens when we move it around the page. And we're connecting both endpoints to both vanishing points. Pretty neat. But you'll notice there's room for another face. Now let's draw in our next two lines and then connect the endpoints. Now we're starting to see these cubes take shape. I'm going to finish them with my Sharpie. I'm going to stop here, but I'd encourage you to fill the whole page with cubes. Master that 2-point perspective. For 3-point perspective, you add rotation to the z-axis. Well, it could really go any direction now. Let's draw our 3 vanishing points on the perimeter of the page. Let's go one here, and one there. I'm just going to put a point on the page. Let's say here. That point is going to be the closest point to the viewer. Now connect that dot to our vanishing points. Now let's add a point on each line. Now connect those to our vanishing points. We got ourselves a cube in 3-point perspective. I'm going to finish it in Sharpie. Okay, so that covers how to draw a cube. Do I do that exercise every time I draw a cube? I don't. But I've done it enough times to understand where these lines need to go. And with enough practice, you no longer need those vanishing points because you have that innate understanding that these 3 lines are going to connect over there. These 3 lines are going to connect there. These maybe over here. And that perspective just becomes natural to you. And you can bust out cube after cube after cube. 1-point, 2-point, 3-point perspective. You can use whatever you want when drawing a cube. Whatever makes the most sense to you. Keep practicing those cubes. And we'll see you next time.